I'm surrounded by negativity because my peers are dying. My peers' parents are asking me, why is this, why is that? A lot of photographs that I take are now obituaries. So I struggle with sometimes taking photos because I want to capture memories. I want us to come back to this and laugh and joke and cry or do whatever we're going to do with it. But I struggle with my friends' pictures that I've taken now being memorials or obituaries, and that this is our reality. And I just feel like I want to create more beauty, and I want people to see prettier things than a mother crying, a friend discouraged, you know, or just straight out things being unfair. Racism to be a tradition that's taught generation to generation because somebody along the line didn't understand how wrong this was is like, it's absurd to me. So when I take pictures and I'm like, motley crew, do you see all these different faces, all these different eye color, hair color, features, everything? How dare we hate somebody?
So this court and this picture in general has a lot of value to me, like probably more than most people. But if you're from that neighborhood, it may have the same value. I call this the Peace Court, and the reason why it's called One Hood Youth Peace Basketball League, there's two different neighborhoods that they've been rival gangs for over 35 years. The reason why this picture is so powerful, this sits in between the line of this housing development on this side and then another housing development on this side. A lot of the kids from this development on the right-hand side of the street and then the left-hand side of the street, they all come here as a media ground, and they use the computer labs, they use the swimming pool, there's a lot of summer programming. The first year was tough because we got kids from all around the South End and Lower Roxbury playing on different teams, but they were fighting all the time, fighting. And obviously there is still, I'm just going to be real too, there is still violence going on, but with that program and many other programs like that, it's decreasing a little bit, one step at a time. You know, in the summertime, I know you can't stop everything, but just be a huge advocate to show peace and a different way of living, you know, and then the power of the sports really helps that out.
The communities we live in are so populated that it's almost impossible to not feel trapped sometimes, whether you are or not. And I feel like a lot of people get trapped even within their own communities, not feeling recognized or not feeling like they've accomplished enough, and they don't have someone there, you know, to help them out or to tell them, like, you know, you're on a good track and you're doing exactly what you should be doing. I get trapped a lot. Even whether it be work, school, relationships, everyone gets trapped, and everyone needs help every once in a while. And he was, at that point, completely, for himself, useless and needed help. And it just took someone strong enough to open a window for him to have his freedom back.
Some of the problems that I deal with personally is trying to get a kid to on the right path. We know what he has to do, but it's on him to focus on that, you know, just say, hey, I gotta show up to my appointment, instead of me just always constantly telling him, listen, you gotta show up to this appointment, you gotta be there, you gotta be there. At a certain point, I'm like, do you really wanna be there, or you just, you know, you're looking for that person to just keep pushing you, because sooner or later you're gonna have to do stuff on your own, and we try to get them to think about that, what happens if Abdi's not here to help me go through the process? Will I be able to do this by myself when I will have the confidence to do this by myself? And that's what we try to, I don't know, the main thing for me is just trying to get them to think for themselves and do things for themselves. And that captured my mind, and I'm like, you know what, sometimes when I get to a kid and he gets to that moment, it's like just seeing him just spark up, like, oh, I could do this. And when you help him get through a few things, and then the second time he calls you like, hey, I did this and I did that, and thank you for helping me out and stuff, it just gives me that, everything I was doing paid off. When I look at this image, I'm like, you know what, this flower was probably dead not too long ago, and the sun kind of helped get it together, and there was rain and stuff, and absorbed it, and now look how bright it is. So you have a bright future, you just got to go through everything. Life's going to throw so much at you, just deal with it, man, don't give up.
They knocked down half of the projects and built these townhouses up, and it looks nice, it looks like a good place to live at, but there's layers in this story. Like when I'm like, this is a story that's not really being told as much. You know what I mean? It looks nice, pretty. You can see the trees. There's not too many trash on the ground. There's nice houses and things like that.
What's the hidden story?
Crime, the dangerousness. All three of these dudes, they're all at risk of dropping out. They're unemployed, and then they're minorities at that. So it's like it's so many barriers that they have to face. When I thought about this picture, the reason why I picked it because it looks so calm and peaceful, but it's almost like basically showing you something that's not there just to hide what's going on out there. You're gonna have to reach out to them. They're not gonna reach out to go get the resources they need because it's not marketed towards them. It's almost like it's not targeted towards these type of youth, middle of the day, not going to school. I feel like a lot of the programs and organizations are targeted towards straight A students and college-bound students and things like that. Organizations that are targeted towards at-risk youth don't have the patience to really work with these type of youth. You know, I feel like they're really dismissive in a way. They made their choice. Jail or death is the only option for them.
Stop being greedy, stop being selfish. It's never about our money or our benefits, it's about the future. And the kids are the future. And if we give in to them, if we help them out as much as we can, all these policies, if it's gonna benefit you and not gonna benefit the future, then it's really not worth it. You know, we're here for the kids. We want to see the world at a better place. And we've seen our time, we've seen our youth. If we can do something to help these kids improve themselves, then you should do that instead of just having a greed mindset and working after money, because it's not about money, it's about character, it's about person.
I've been mediating for 2 years now.
I've been mediating for about 2 years.
I've been mediating for the past 3 years. I joined when I was a sophomore.
Mediation's impacted me because I'm more open to how things work now, with me and my friends. Sometimes before mediation I was really closed-minded. I didn't really care about their opinion or how they felt, but now it gave me a way to try and see it from their point of view instead of only thinking about myself.
If I have a problem, now I try to get their point of view from the situations that I've been through in peer mediation. It's just easier. I don't have many conflicts since I've been the person to help out.
It's given students a way to solve issues with each other and talk about what's seriously going on. Mediation provides that opportunity.
Policymakers could probably, come visit us and see all the positive stuff in the neighborhood, because sometimes when violence happens, they kind of just see the negativity and then they throw it in the media. It doesn't even have to be an event. Highlight just the good stuff that's going on in the community, That's what I would like to see, and I think that's why, for me, I like this project. We have to tell our own stories, but at the same time, I also have to rely on funding. And I wish I had the funding. I'd be like, yo, you're gonna come to UMass Boston and come share your story,